What's up, New York? You're here with Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach. We are here in gorgeous sunny Queensland.
Mine is Kylie Pax, and Kylie.
I am so excited to be here in Dallas. You're here with Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating
It's
coach.
Kylie Pax, Australia's emotional eating coach.
Australia's emotional eating coach.
Kylie Pax.
For those of you who join me regularly on my regular morning live streams on the show, I did say last week, I said, next week I've got the theme and it's happening and I was powering forward. I've gone, next week's theme is motivation, rah, rah, rah. Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how my weekend unfolded, because I've decided to change this week's theme and I don't even know what it is going to be yet. I think it's going to be something along the lines of encouragement and hope. Encouragement and hope. I want to tell you a little bit of a story about how my weekend unfolded and just change my perception on a few things. And when I was sort of thinking here just before I hit to go live, and I thought, I'm just not feeling the vibe for the motivation theme. You know, every single week we have a theme. So when I join you every day, we have a theme and it rolls over for the whole week so that every single message is on point and in alignment, and it's going to help you make progress, you know, to where you want to be. Because just as a side note, I mean, I get messages, and please do feel free to message me. I get messages from you all every day. Thank you for your live streams. They're changing my life. And that is my intention. I don't just, put on the makeup and then stand here every day to fill in some airspace, to take up some space on the internet. No, I do it because my intention is that by you spending these 10, 15, 20 minutes here with me each day, that alone is going to change your life, right? So this is why I do this and why I put myself out there and, lay myself out there with all my stories and the things that go on, because if it can help one other person, then it's worth it. Right? Then it's worth it. And you see my empowerment message behind me every day. I am all about us coming out of the shadows into the light, out of the shadows and into the light. So this is what happened to me on my weekend. I had something that I was so excited about. I want to tell you all about it this week. I want to share it with you all this week. Like, it was just my thing, and I was so excited. This was going to be so amazing. And I was putting some finishing touches on it on the weekend, and something went wrong with my fabulous, absolutely so in love with, I want to marry it, iMac. I don't know what happened. I don't know. All I know is that the program I was using suddenly stopped working, which was, of course, the program I need. Now, people go, it happened at such an inconvenient time. Like, when you're using something, no time is a convenient time. It's like, the flat tire came at such an inconvenient time. It's like, there is never a good time for a flat tire. I'm like, there is never a good time for your computer to stop working. So I sort of worked myself into a bit of a frenzy over this on the weekend. So this was what was so disappointing to me, right? Sometimes things come at us out of the blue. I don't know why this happened. I don't know why. I was really feeling the vibe. I was feeling great. Everything was amazing. And then disaster strikes, right? And in the big scheme of things, I mean, really, it's not a disaster, is it? But it felt like it to me. And this is why I titled this message today. This is the things that are holding you back. This is why you're not making your progress. Because we take an incident, like, can we just take a reality check? Take one with me, because I had to give myself a reality check. But it took me days to do it, probably about this morning, after 2 days of misery. Right? I had to give myself a reality check. It's a computer. The reaction I felt inside of me was, well, disaster has struck and my life was under threat. That was my physical response. What I felt in me was horror, terror, disappointment, just seriously, so much sorrow. Every sad, negative emotion is what I was feeling. And I just really had a hard time pulling myself out of it. Now, you see me here every day with the pizzazz and the zing, and I'm all about the thing, right? It's fabulous. It's great. But I'm a human being. I am. And I don't just roll every day through my life on a rainbow of Skittles and it's great and I never have a problem. I have problems too. And they affect me too. And I was really, really emotional about this on the weekend. Now, I had a later night than I normally would on the Friday night, because I went out with some fabulous girlfriends. You might have seen the post, on my page. Scroll it down a little. You can, check it out. So I stayed up a little later, which is great in the moment, but OMG, it so messes with my emotional state the next day. I'm tired. I was tired. And I don't like to be tired, because being tired puts me in a fragile emotional state. How do you think a fragile emotional state is going to affect your eating choices compared to a, switched in, tuned in emotional state, like on fire, feeling good, powering forward? Do you think you're going to make different food choices when you're feeling good? You're fully rested, everything's fine, compared to when you just feel like you want to crawl into a hole and you're exhausted and things are not going right in your life. They're not going how you want them to go. So this is how it rolled out for me. It started on Saturday afternoon at this drama with the computer. And, I spent hours on the phone with Apple support, which we could not find a resolution. So that did not help. When you're happy to sacrifice your time, if you get a resolution that you're happy with, there was no resolution. No. So after wasting, that's how I viewed it, a monumental waste of hours of my time, I was no further along and I had lost time. So now the pain was compounded. Now I had double the amount of pain. So by the time this rolled over into Sunday, I was really, really upset. And by that stage, being the drama queen that I am, there were tears flowing. I was behaving as though something extremely important was being ripped away from me. And in all reality, it's a program on my computer that isn't working, right? I can start addressing it again today. I'm sure that a resolution will come. But this is the thing, and this is the message that I want to give you today. So if you're just dropping on live, this is what I'm sharing with you. You see me normally every day. I'm like, pow, and it's all the pizzazz and the, like the glitter, and it's all fabulous, and I'm coming at you every day, and it's great. But like I said, if you're just joining me, I have my struggles too. I have my challenges as well. And I had one over the weekend that I wanted to share with you because I thought, far out, like it's a great learning experience for all of us. So here's how yesterday rolled out. I was so determined to get this program to work. So I drove to my parents' house because, they've got a Mac as well. Can I use your program? I'm going to make this thing work. So I was trying to manipulate and control and do every single thing that I could to get this thing that I wanted to happen on the timeline that I wanted it to happen. So then I spent hours and hours and hours there, still struggling, could not quite get it to work. So I'm still not quite sure what is going on. However, I then went to the shops, right? Now, here's where it gets good. I start thinking, man, because we all have our thing. We have our thing. My weakness, my thing is dark. I might have told you about this before. Dark chocolate coated Kit Kats, right? They're a limited edition. They do this. They get me every time. They're a limited edition. If they would just bring those things out into their regular line of stock, I wouldn't care about them because I know I could get them anytime. But they're limited edition. People, you know what it's like when they bring out, some fancy thing that you love and it's limited. It's only there for a short period of time. So I thought, I'm going down the aisles and I thought, I'll just see, if that dark Kit Kat chocolate thing is still here, right? And the voice in your head goes, are you for real? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go and look. I'm just going to look. And I'm like, what is the point of looking? I'm like, shut up. I'm just going to look. So I go down the aisle, right? With my trolley. I see it there. It's like the light of heaven. Angels are singing at me. The dark chocolate coated Kit Kat. Wait, it gets better. It's half price. It's half price. So now the decision has to be made. I'm looking at it and the voice in my head goes, okay, you've looked at it. You've seen it. It's what you wanted to do. You said you wanted to look at it. So you can walk away now. I'm like, yep, I can walk away. So I start walking away and I'm like, oh, well, I'll just go back again. Maybe it wasn't quite half price or maybe it really was. I just better check. I go back. I check the label, right? Yeah, I can see the price. It's definitely half price. And that was my point of decision. I'm like, okay, Kylie, what are you going to do? I checked in with my emotions. I know myself well enough to know exactly how this would play out for myself. The story I would have told myself previously is, you deserve it. You've had such a hard time. Oh, honey, you've had the worst couple of days. Treat yourself. Why don't you get it? It's half price. You should probably buy more than one. You can only have, why don't you just have a row? You only have to have a row. You can control yourself. You're fine. You totally got this, but you definitely should get it because it's half price. It's a limited edition and you really deserve this. I looked at it and I thought, I do deserve it. Of course I do. We all do. Yes, it is half price and it is limited edition. All these points are true and valid, but I know myself. I know how this would roll out for me. And I just flat out knew if I touched that thing, I would have been stuffing that chocolate in my face before I got to the cash register and just going, here, you better pay for this and give me 2 more while you're at it. I would have devoured it in minutes. So I turned myself around and I walked out of there. Now, I did go and buy a really small handful of dark chocolate coated goji berries because I did feel like some chocolate. So it's not about depriving yourself. You know me. I'm not like, I think the biggest thing that causes us to overeat and have these epic binge sessions is when we deprive ourselves. Can't have it. It's not about that. I really did feel like some chocolate, but I knew that particular thing that's my nemesis, right? I knew I would have eaten the whole thing because it's refined sugar. It's the whole thing. It was not going to work for me. So I went and got some natural, little goji berries with some dark chocolate on there, right? I was happy as a clam. I did not eat my arch nemesis. That stayed there safely on the shelf and I felt so much better about myself. I was already in a really bad emotional way, right? And I knew that I was only going to be using that chocolate as a quick escape. And then ultimately what it would have done is quadrupled the misery that I was already feeling because I was upset about, this, and this. And then I would have been like, and now you got an extra 5 kilos stuck to your butt. Well, I hope you're happy now. And that just would have been like, it would have made the whole thing worse. So if you're feeling me, if you understand what I'm talking about, this is what I want you to get. Right? If you're joining me here live now, this is what I want you to get from today's message. You can't control the uncontrollable. There are too many moving parts. You can't control the uncontrollable. There are too many moving parts. I can't control this situation with my computer. I don't know when the thing that I wanted to tell you all about is going to be ready now. But I have to come to terms with that, right? What I can do is stop trying to control and manipulate every tiny excruciating minutia so that I'm torturing myself and instead simply believe that everything is always working out for my best interest and trust that I'm going to be okay no matter what. I'm going to be okay. So please get this, write this down. You can't control everything around you. There is too many moving parts, but you can believe that everything is always working out for your good and trust that you are going to be okay. No matter what, if this thing I wanted to tell you all about doesn't happen this week, if it doesn't happen next month, if it doesn't happen till next year, I'm going to be okay. You're going to be okay because you don't know about it, so it's no loss on your part, right? But I'm going to be okay. The reaction that I felt inside of me was like my life was under threat, like my world was going to collapse. And then the instinctual response for me is to run to food. So I wanted to share this with you because we don't do the things that we do for no reason. We don't. There are always really strong and good and valid reasons behind the choices that we make. So please get this when I say so many of us, think, oh, I'm out of control. I can't control myself and I can't. No, it's only a protection mechanism. It's always and only a protection mechanism. You do the things you do because you love yourself, not because you hate yourself. So this is what I really want you to get. And like I say, if you can take anything away from my crazy Kit Kat and, broken computer story, then do, because we all suffer the same thing. We all go through the same things. It just looks different. Everybody gets it in their own storybook version, right? It's not going to roll out the same way for you as it does for me, but it's essentially the same story. We all live the same stories, just our own version, right? Something happens that you did not expect and is unpleasant. Your initial response is try to fix, make that pain go away. And when it doesn't work, then we just want to get the heck away from it. And for us, normally, for me, that's just eat as much as I can, as fast as I can, to just get myself even, albeit temporarily, away from the hideous pain that I feel I can no longer endure. Please, again, just hear me when I say you can't control the uncontrollable. We just can't. There are too many moving parts. But what you can do is believe that everything is working out for your good. Trust that you are going to be okay. Yeah. It's all you can do because you can't fix what you can't fix, but you can and must. You owe it to yourself to come back to center. Come back to center. When we get all scattered and freaked out, we'd be off there in the, in the stratospheres of our mind, our brain, like you hear me say all the time. We run our own horror stories. I was no longer looking at the situation that was around me. No, I was not. I had created a blockbuster movie in my mind. This is never going to be fixed. Oh, I'm going to have to do this all over again. Oh, I can't believe this is going to, and like drama, right? Like drama queen. Well, it's going to be okay. And you know what? No matter what, I just simply have to believe that for my own sanity. Otherwise, none of you will ever be able to go to the shops and buy the dark chocolate coated Kit Kats because I will have consumed all of them worldwide. So this is a stake. This is like, what is at stake here? Is my sanity and my waistline. So it's a lot at stake, right? So I have to get a grip. I have to get a grip. I just simply have to make that choice. And that's what I wanted to put forward to you all today. You know, it was not the funnest weekend of my life, not at all. Not for a second. It's not something I care to relive. But at this point, what choices are available to me? And that's what I had to do. And really, I tried to do it last night, but I was still pretty upset. I really was. This morning, you know, and I don't feel great. We don't feel great. Like I've got that sick feeling in my stomach because things are not flowing exactly how I want them to flow. But I have to keep pulling myself back to center. Like seriously, this is not a drama. It's not the drama that I make it out to be. Come back to center. Is something really going on? Is something really, really under threat? No. Well, then let's all just take a chill pill. Take a chill pill. Believe that no matter what, everything is working out for your highest good, and trust that no matter what it looks like on the outside, you're going to be okay. You personally are going to be okay. So if you've loved this today, if you've got anything out of this, please do go ahead, like, love, and share, because as you hear me say every day, when you step up out of the shadows and into the light, and give yourself permission to really take a hold of that empowerment message, take a hold of what is yours. When you do that and you share, that is when you give someone else permission to do the same, to step up and own their power as well. Yes. And sometimes we do just need to do that. Sometimes you do just need to have a good cry, right? Get it out. So however, 2 days, can it be over now? But really, again, I just say to you, we put ourselves into the state of panic. We do it to ourselves. Which is fine. It's okay, because that means you actually have the control. You're just not like you don't have control. I have the control. So if I did it, I can undo it. If you did it, you can undo it. Simple as that. It really is simple as that. So I just want to share this with you today as sort of like I said, a note of encouragement, you know, for us, just to help us move forward this week. Like I said to you, if you dropped on here late, this week's theme was going to be motivation, but after the weekend that I had, I myself was like thinking, it's just one of those times when maybe, you know, pumping yourself up like rah isn't always going to be the best solution. Sometimes you just need to go inwards and get a grip and just go, listen, I'm going to be okay. Everything else is going to be okay. It is all right. We just need some encouragement to know that all things are possible when you believe, right? You have to believe. You just simply have to. There is no other option. And seriously, how much longer do you want this to go on? Like at some point you have to step up and go, I am not going to. Here's the thing, look around you, right? If you are not yet where you want to be, or you're kind of semi where you want to be, but you keep sliding back, or you're partway there and never the whole way there, what is that about? Like, what is it about? We need to take responsibility and step up, because honestly, these things are not going to fix themselves. They're just not. And if we sit around waiting for the diet industry to make some magical skinny pill that has no other side effects or whatever, right? Well, you know, we'll all be waiting till we're in rocking chairs, because that is just not going to happen. It is just not. That is not how things are supposed to happen. Things are not supposed to happen to you. They're supposed to happen through you. And we really need to get that. There is a process to go through, but it doesn't have to take an eon of time. We can shorten the process by leaps and bounds when you take a committed stand and to move forward and take responsibility, step up for your own life and decide that I am claiming what is mine now. I'm not waiting for another New Year's Eve with the champagne and the party poppers and the fake promises of this time's going to be different. As soon as it hits midnight, I'm not going to eat chocolate ever again. And then someone brings around the chocolate and you're like, okay, starting when I wake up in the morning. And then it's January 1st and you're like, yeah, okay, but there's all the food and everything's left over. Okay, no, I'll start January 2nd. And then your head goes, January 2nd? That's a stupid time to start. Yeah, Yeah, that is a dumb time to start. Maybe I better start, and it's already happening. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. Don't put yourself in that position. Truly, it's like me with my weekend from hell, right? Eventually, you have to step up and go, is this serving me? Is this behavior serving me? Are these habits serving me? Is this constant to and fro serving me? Because if it's not, the only person who can change it is you. Getting the right guidance, the support, the mentoring, yeah, that is your responsibility. Now, when else? Come on, but guys, if not now, when? When? Another year, another month, another week? What is the point of living a life that is substandard to the one that you know is possible for you? Man, it's too painful to say. I just have simply decided it's just too painful to stay there anymore, and I just simply will not. I just won't do it. I won't accept it. I demand a higher standard for myself, and I raise my standards. I demand a higher standard, and therefore you just don't go back there anymore. Like you heard me say with the chocolate-coated Kit Kats, it was touch and go. It was touch and go. Like chocolate-coated Kit Kats. They are chocolate-coated. Dark chocolate-coated Kit Kats that were half price. I played around. I'm like, let me just go look at them. Look at them. What is the point of it? Who just looks at chocolate? Nobody just looks at chocolate. That's a pointless exercise right there. You want to torture yourself, put yourself in a position where you can only look at chocolate. Please. So I'm going to take, I'm going to give myself a medal and put on my tiara. If you missed the tiara live stream from last week, you have to scroll down and find that one because that's awesome. Awesome. But I put on my tiara of awesomeness and I'm like, yeah, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it to myself. I'm not going to put myself in that position anymore. So for those of you who have joined me live, I want to thank you so, so much. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you. To all the replay watchers, sending you so much chocolate-coated love. Thank you so, so much. I will be joining you tomorrow as we continue our theme for encouragement this week. Self-love, encouragement. And if you have any questions or comments, please throw them down below. I will come back and play with you all later. Until then, remember, come on. The only person who has the power to change your life is you. And when you stop fooling around with yourself and playing around with eating the dark chocolate-coated Kit Kats, that is when you've really got what it takes. Believe, trust, and know that no matter what, you're going to be okay. Sending you all so much love. Until then, bye for now. Thank you so much for spending time with me this week. I have loved being with you all. Remember, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. And as always, the only person who has the power to change your life is you. And the very best part, you've got what it takes. Sending you so much love. I will see you next week. Until then, bye for now.